Good morning, good morning, good morning, Spurs fans, football fans, whoever you're a fan of. You might not be a fan of anything, but good morning to you. 104 of you in here already. Happy Wednesday. By the way, this is purely because I just rushed and chucked some water on my hair because I'm trying not to put as much wax in, and it's all gone on me. So apologies for that. Where are we, people? Where are we? Spurs have played their first pre-season game, and I, for one, I won't let anyone ruin my mood. I'm really happy with what I saw. Yes, you'll get people going, "Oh, you're happy we lost." No, of course I'm not happy we lost, but I don't care that we lost. I'm also old enough to know that a pre-season friendly, the first pre-season friendly, is not important for the scoreline. So first and foremost, let me just get that out there right now. I think if any Spurs fan watched yesterday and wasn't impressed with the way Postecoglou got us playing football, then I do think that they just want to be negative for the sake of it. Listen, I can be as negative as the next man, right? I can, if there's something to be negative about. But if anyone watched that yesterday and didn't appreciate the high-intensity pressing play of football, then I really do worry about people. I really do. I had so many people WhatsApping me yesterday going, "Oh my God, nothing's going to change." And of course, nothing will change at the back if we don't do anything. But we cried out for football for so many years, and we saw it yesterday. We saw a team that camped in the other team's half. We saw a team that pressed. We saw a team that, when we lost the ball, they won it back so quickly. Yes, the ugly head reared itself, that being the defenders, the ugly head, the elephant in the room, it reared itself. Of course it reared itself. It never went away. It reared itself because it's been there the whole time. It reared itself because Spurs hasn't addressed the issues. We haven't addressed the defensive issues. Our defensive players are poor. That's not going to change overnight. But the club really need to act on this now. All the reports are telling us, and have been for some time, that Tapsoba is the number one priority. The more I watch a Tapsoba, the more videos I see of him, seen him play for Leverkusen, not live, by the way, but I've watched the Bundesliga, I've seen him play, always been impressed. It looks like a no-brainer. If this guy is 50 million, if this guy is 60 million, I don't care. This is the sort of centre-back you need to bring in to transform your backline. We cannot go into the season. I know people want to talk about Romero. I know people say he's really good. For me, I think we need a proper centre-half. I think Romero needs to be the second or third choice. I don't think you can rely on this guy. I think we've seen time and time again, Tanganga's not a good enough footballer. Davis and Sanchez are not good enough footballers. Roden is not a good enough footballer. Who else is there? I can't even think of else. We've got Eric Dyer is not a good enough footballer. But last night, it has been reported widely, and it looks like this is going to get wrapped up today, that Spurs are going in and are going to complete the signing of Ashley Phillips from Blackburn. So he's an 18-year-old centre-back, 6'4". People have raved about this kid. This is what his ex-coach, this is what the ex-first team manager, Tony Mowbray, described him as. He said Phillips is phenomenal. As well as being 6 foot tall, he commented on his ball-playing ability, stating he's fast, mobile, and can pass it really well. He can use both feet. He's composed. If you were to create a defender in the mold of how you want one, this kid has got every attribute. Now, I'm not doubting that, and we're going to go into this a bit further later. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that this kid could be one of the best in the future. I mean, look, depending on your age, how many players you've seen that they say this about, right? Depending on your age. I think anyone who's a bit older has seen more, obviously, just through longevity. But the players that come through, constantly we're told they're the best. They're the next best thing since this player, that player. They're going to be brilliant. Their ceiling is this. As though fans understand what a player's ceiling is without ever having really watched the player, been around his coaches. But hey, my worry is this. I'm all for getting in young players for the future. You've got to get in young players for the future. Surely you have to. Absolutely. I've got no problem with that. For me, again, it's the optics. It's the optics of, hey, we need 2 top centre-backs now at this club. But the first thing through the door is a young player. You know, we need top players in this club. It's the young players. By the way, it's not me. When people are saying it's not me, my Wi-Fi is strong. Sometimes YouTube does this. So apologies. It's not my Wi-Fi at all. It's not. I've got full strength Wi-Fi. So it's not me. Apologies. YouTube does do this. Look, so get your questions in as always. Put a capital Q in front. We'll go through some questions this morning about yesterday's game, about Ashley Phillips, about centre-halves, about anything to do with football, Tottenham Hotspur or football, anything. Just ask the questions. I will try to get to as many as possible to ensure that it gets read out. Put it in a super chat. And as always, people, let's not be tight. Let's smash the like button. Let's not have to play this game. 238 of you in here already, only 51 likes. Just smash the like button. It really does help YouTubers. Not even asking you to pay any money for anything. Just smash a button. It's a like button. It's right there. If you did want to subscribe, that is also free. We're closing down now on 7,500. We're about 150 away from 7,500. So if you would like to subscribe and haven't already, please do. A lot of the usual suspects in the chat. You've got your Sue Smiths. Absolutely. I think this echoes what I said, Sue. I've got no problem signing a youngster, but we've got to make sure the first team's sorted. Yeah, Savva was impressed with the attacking play. We're going to go into that in more detail. Dennis, absolutely. Need the 2 centre-backs and a third, Tosin or Nelson. Yeah, I just get a feeling we're not going to be that decisive and move like that. That's just the way I feel. Kudos has said, morning, Savva. I haven't enjoyed a Spurs game like that for a very long time, and it was only pre-season. Just shows how dross we've been through the Jose and Conte era. Absolutely. Apparently, you can't play good football with those players. Apparently, you can't get them pressing, retaining the ball, and dominating in the other team's half. Just goes to show you can. It depends who the manager is. Good morning to you, Danny. Ash says the Nelson stuff isn't reliable in his opinion. It just seems strange. I mean, if it is reliable, for example, why has it taken so long? This guy, they're talking about 15, 20 million euros. How is this not done? What are we doing? Nordic said, good morning. I was very impressed with lots of what I saw yesterday. Most obvious is our desperate need for centre-backs. I think this is the thing, Nordic Spur, isn't it? I think everyone's saying the same thing. It's, yeah, the football's great, but come on, let's get the centre-halves in. Big up, COVID-99. I'll message you later. We not spoke for a while. Oh, hopefully we're still in love. Hope you're well. He said, funny how we can lose, and I feel really pleased about the team right now. I think I'm going to enjoy this brand of football. Let's hope we can sign a defender or two. Absolutely. Kuva, this is the thing for me, mate, is we all wanted attacking football. We get it. And then people say, oh, God, no, look, we've lost to West Ham. I mean, I've seen us lose preseason games to worse teams than West Ham. I don't care. 3 million for Ashley is a no-brainer, will be a win-win. Yeah, sure. I'm not doubting it. I just, before I care about that sort of thing, I really need to see the first team sorted because the first team is a shambles in that position. Big up Strasbourg Steve. I said, I heard what Rory Jennings said about Ange. Listen, Rory Jennings, I'll call him out all the time, is everything wrong with football punditry. He is everything wrong. Say something sensational, get more views. Say something sensational, get more followers. What happened to being truthful? What happens to having a duty of care? These sensationalistic views are just crazy. It's like me coming out right now and truly believing, if I said this and truly believed it, it's like me going, you know what? I truly believe Spurs will win the Premier League right now. Now, imagine I said that and I kept saying it stream after stream after stream to the point where people go, Savva's crazy. That guy thinks he's going to win the league. Now, what I'm doing there, I'm attracting loads of people to my channel that are going to have a pop at me, right? But deep down, I know it's not true. And that is Rory Jennings to a T. I've seen so many of his comments about Spurs, about Erling Haaland, about Lampard, about so many things where you just go, come on, that isn't real. Like, stop. Ash just said, yeah, Phillips isn't for the first team a very good prospect. Sure. Good morning to Rob. Good morning to all the Spurs family. I will be. I just think it's gross negligence to not get both, to not get two centre-halves in. Absolute gross negligence. And the strange thing about this, sorry, I can feel my hay fever just getting ready to kick in. The strange thing about this, and thank you to whoever just subscribed, if anyone else would like to, please do, is I truly believe that if you add two good centre-backs, if you add Van de Ven and Tapsoba to that back line, I believe Spurs can go in for a top 4 fight. I truly believe it. We've got a very good manager now that wants to play football, that's got a lot of attacking talent at his disposal. I truly believe that. And that's the difference for me between those two centre-halves or not. And people will disagree with me. I'd buy Tapsoba and Van de Ven. I'd play them two with Romero. I would have Tapsoba as a more inverted left back. He's got brilliant ball carrying skills. He can get up and down. He's got good pace, and he's brilliant at breaking the line of the first attacker and playing the ball into a playmaker such as Maddison. I'd play all three. If not, I'd play Tapsoba and Van de Ven as my two and make Romero actually work for his position. That's what I would do. Yeah, Carl, yes, centre backs. Listen, as I said last night on the show with Holly and with Dave, big up there she is, there's Holly. No, thanks for coming on. Really, really enjoyed it. Look, again, the two words everyone is using, centre backs, centre backs, centre backs. It is what we need. I think everyone is really clear on that now. Absolutely, Paul. Let's drop a like on the way in. I don't understand it. When I go and watch my favorite YouTubers, the first thing I do is I just like, I just show support and love. And some people, they're in here every day, but won't ever press the like button. But hey, it is what it is. Good morning or good evening, Sean, to you over there in Australia. Good evening to Peter. Yeah, I'm bored of hearing this though, Ash. I'm bored of hearing this. Yeah, he's good for Argentina. Sorry, that doesn't change his individual errors he makes in a Tottenham shirt. I don't like this excuse for him. Every other centre-back gets criticised. This guy gets excuses for him. I've seen a lot of games now where this guy looks as bad as the others. I've seen games where he plays well. I've seen a lot of games where he plays as bad as the others. I think we're just definitely trying to make him better than he is because he's better than the dross. But I've seen so many better centre-backs than Romero. He does nothing for me. I watched him yesterday and I'm thinking, go and attack those headers. Go and be assertive. Go and show people, nope, just a half-hearted jump. It is what it is. I'm not going to get into a Romero debate, but I'm so bored of hearing the blame on everyone around him. He's got to take accountability for his poor performances and his mistakes. Hey, it is what it is. Shafay, big up, channel member, has said, surely the security and stability the two centre-backs give us should be priceless. I don't understand why we're haggling. Daniel Levy. That's all I've got to say. 1 second. Yeah, Daniel Levy is the reason why we haggle. That's the problem, isn't it? It's always going to be Daniel Levy. 24/7 said, if we are only getting one, get Tapsoba. I think he will better Romero compared to VDV as he's still so young and only had one big season compared to Tapsoba. I think that's the worry. Do you know what? We shouldn't even as fans be saying there should be. As fans, we should be sitting here going, get both. Get it sorted. But we all know the club, right? 24 said. We all know who we are. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was going through the difference between 8th and 9th and 4th and 5th. And it could be as simple as two centre-backs. For me, if the money isn't there, you ask yourself, why was 80 million spent on Porro and Hoyb and Kulu? If there was only that much money this window, if we're really struggling for money, why were those two first in? I'm not having a go at them. But why, again, were those two first in and not the priority centre-back position? And I think this is where a lot of people get frustrated, is that this is easy for everybody to diagnose. Yeah, everybody to diagnose what's needed, and yet never happens. Anthony says, Savva, if Kane leaves and we get two centre-backs, I would get another hot midfielder and leave Kane's replacement to the end of the season. If we buy a striker now, it's just a reaction. I think, I think first and foremost, you've got to. First and foremost, what I think is, if Kane goes, you need more goals. You do. I don't think, as I've said many times before, I don't think Kane's going, by the way. If Kane goes, you've got to find goals. But you can't replace him. You can't get a 30-goal-a-season striker. So I think what you need to do, what we need to do is then buy a couple of young, quick forwards that grab goals, 10, 12 a season. 2, 3, 4, 5 players all in that attacking areas that all grab double figures a season, like what Arsenal do. That is what I would do. Right, Billy, just so you know, so I've been speaking to a few people overnight. By the way, when I see comments like this now, I will start blocking people. I'm not going to be reading out any stupid comments. First and foremost, no one was moaning about a youth team signing, right? No one's moaning. So, Billy, if you want to join in the conversation, listen to the grown-up words that are being said, my friend. No one was moaning. What we were doing was talking about perception, yeah? Perception of the fans is very much, that's great, but we need top centre-halves, right? We need top centre-halves. So, Billy, stop doing what you do. You do this a lot. You come in and you try and say things that haven't been said, all right? So, from now on, I will not be reading out silly comments. I just wanted to give you the warning, all right? There was no moaning. I'm asking questions. If Spurs need it's the equivalent of if Kane was sold and we needed a top centre-forward, and then we go and buy an 18-year-old from Blackburn's youth team as a forward before we buy a top striker, fans are going to be frustrated because they know what we need. Got to grow up a tiny bit, Billy. Strasbourg Steve said, perfect example. We bought in Kieran Trippier, 32 years of old, before Harrison Ashby. Mate, listen, absolutely. I think the thing is as well, look, people are saying really good things about this Ashley Phillips. That's cool. That's great. Cool. Do it. But it's the optics, Steve. It's as a fan, I want, when the first team's sorted, you buy in a young player and then we go, this looks good for the future, because I'm not worried about the first team. At the moment, I'm going, all right, so we can negotiate these deals, but where's the proper centre-halves to help the club progress? I don't know, Steve. As I said before, Phillips could come in and be the best centre-half the world's ever seen. I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. But I've seen Spurs do this time and time again. We did it with Papa Sarr. We've had 2 years of nothing. We got Papa Sarr and everyone said generational talent, this, that, the other. 2 years, no one's given him a chance, right? So it's all well and good buying these young players, but can we please get the first team sorted? That's all I ask. Morning, Paul, another channel member. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, my friend. No, I'm not saying top four's guaranteed. I just said I think that there's much more of a chance. That's not what I said. Not what I said. Please, people, got to listen and let's not paraphrase what I've said. I truly believe it's possible if we get the top two. If we get two top centre backs, we've got lots of players that can attack. We've got an attacking manager. But if you don't sort out that defence, we're going to be looking at the same old all the time. We are. That's just the way it is. Listen, I've tried this summer to be so positive about Spurs, but I like the manager. I really, really do. But I really, 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 like the rest of you, need to see the centre halves come in to be positive. Breaking news: Benjamin Mendy makes his return to football. He signed for new Ligue 1 side Lorient. Mendy signs until June of 2025 as new Lorient left back after he was found not guilty. Look, he's been found not guilty. Let's hope he can get his career back on track. Ethan Ampadu has now officially signed for Leeds United for £7 million from Chelsea. Fabrizio Romano has said this. Let's bring this up. Here we go. Hopefully everyone can see that. Fabrizio Romano has posted this. Can I read that? Yeah. Tottenham will sign new centre-back. Postecoglou confirms, yes, we'll do something there. It's not a secret. I think that's definitely our intention. Absolutely. We've been working on it for a while, and we'll definitely try and get it done as quickly as possible. All I would say to Ange Postecoglou on that is good luck with as quickly as possible. I mean, Ange has seen how long it takes. Already has. But listen, that's positive to hear from Ange. And then also in the same, in the comment below, Romano has said, talented centre-back Ashley Phillips will join Tottenham. Agreement in place. It's a signing for the future. Of course, new centre-back will arrive this summer. Fee to Blackburn will be 3 million, medical in 24 hours. For me, if this guy is as good as everyone says at 18, get in a couple of new centre-backs with Romero, and why not let this Phillips be our fourth choice centre-back? Give him some games in the Cups. Why not? Why not? Let's see how good he is. Liam has said, what do you think of Højbjerg? So what do you think if Højbjerg goes? Could Dyer go back there? No. Again, if Højbjerg goes, that's where you strengthen. What I think we've got to do is we've got to stop trying to squeeze players into, square pegs, round holes. I think we've got to stop that now. I think we've got to actually go and buy what's needed. Billy, there's a huge difference, my friend. The difference is lots of people didn't like Conte's style of play. I don't know why this is so difficult to understand for people. Jimmy has said, coming off Twitter and only following Fabrizio Romano is the best decision you can make in a transfer window. The amount of dross rumours on Twitter is horrible. Yeah, there are a lot of silly rumours, aren't there? Paddy has said, morning, Savva, and all in the chat. A lot of pluses yesterday, but the glaring concerns are there for all to see. Yeah, of course. This new centre-back is, I'll tell you what, the amount of pressure on whatever new centre-back we buy is going to be immense, isn't it? The amount of pressure on this centre-back to come in and hit the ground running is going to be immense. Where are we? Foggy said he's embarrassing. We're talking about Rory Jennings. Yeah, he really is a clown, the bloke, and yet TalkSport have given him a platform. I think there must be lots of people that have trained as presenters, reporters, pundits that will look at that and go, what a farce. How farcical that this guy is allowed on. But it is what it is. Big up, Paul said, morning, Savva, just joined the chat. Can't do without my daily dose of heritage. How are you? I'm good. I'm really good this morning. I'm very good. I'm feeling positive about our style of play for the season, which is good. So, yeah, I hope you're well as well. El Dante, big up. Good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're well. Future Music, I said, morning, Savva and chat. Two managers later, we found a proper coach. Said it all summer. I think the people that had bothered to go and do their research, Future, not you, but the people that didn't bother to do their research just said, oh, he's Celtic. I think when you look, he will get us playing. He will get us playing. Where are we? I'm just going to put Billy Horrocks in a timeout. Sorry, he's warned. He's one of those that whatever I say, he just wants to cause trouble. I've got no time for it. Where are we? Yeah, I've always said this and always get in trouble for it. People just seem to love him and use the excuse, when he plays with better players, he'll be better. All right, when he plays with better players, will he stop being rash? Will he learn how to head the ball? Will he stop diving in? I don't know. He's 25. He's still doing it at the age of 25. Dennis has said, would you do Lo Celso, Maddison and Basuma at 6? No, I wouldn't. I would want a proper 6 with Maddison and Basuma in front. But if Ange does that, Ange does that. Lo Celso, for me, he's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to prove. It takes more than the 45-minute cameo for me to forget some of the dross I've seen from him in a Spurs shirt. Where are we? Sorry, we've got a lot of... Nick, that's fine. I won't read his name out, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, Romano said we're going for Tapsoba this week. I mean, the thing is, haven't we been going for Tapsoba for the last 4 weeks? I've heard for the last 4 weeks that this deal is close to getting done. What can they possibly be discussing still? I have no idea what this is all about now. Hey, it is funny though, isn't it? Guys, girls, everyone in the chat, please keep smashing the like. There's 408 of you in the chat, only 141 likes. Let's smash that like button. And please, only 2 subscribers throughout the whole show. So please, can we please can we get some subscribers ASAP? You know, let's move on up. Let's move on up. Listen, I'm here for you. I'll put that content all day, every day for everyone. All I ask is that you subscribe and like in return. Paul, big up, said the problem is Savva. We're always just a couple of signings away from having a really good first 11. Why don't we push on and provide the management with the last bits of the jigsaw to push on? Paul, as my mate Phil P always says, we've been 2 players short for the last 40 years. and it's true, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with you, mate. It always feels like we get there and then we just stop. We get there, then we just stop. Ridwan has said there's actual fans saying Romero's short when he's 6'1", taller than Alessandro, 5'9", Ben Mee 5. Yeah, listen, I just think he's bad in the air. For me, I don't care about his height. He's just bad in the air. But apparently that's not his fault. Oh my gosh, Vertonghen was a Rolls Royce. By the way, guys and girls, I'm about to start a new segment every day with a 1-minute video called Would You Rather? And I'm going to pick 2 different players in the same position. They can be past or present, both past, both present, from Tottenham, from other clubs. And it's just called Would You Rather? I do a quick 1-minute analysis on the two players and ask which one. Today's one is 2 Spurs players. Was it? I heard that it wasn't an obligation, but okay, fair enough. He isn't for me. He isn't for me. The number of times he stepped forward with the ball, loses the ball, and goes through the man in a tackle. It's bad. They're very different centre halves. They're very, very different. Tapsoba's more your traditional centre half, good in the air, powerful, nicks in and gets the ball, doesn't dive in. Watch him play, doesn't dive in, isn't reckless, which I really like, which is why I think he's much better than Romero. Van der Ven is more of a left-sided, can play left back, invert, likes to come forward with the ball, break the lines, has got a great range of passing. He's very confident on the ball, is Van der Ven. So in tight areas, he doesn't panic and just clear it into the stands. He will fancy himself to face up a defender and take him, an attacker, and take him on. I like both of them. I think both of them would just be superb for this club and give Daniel Levy a bit of reprieve. That's it. El Dante said, Savva, remember when it was said someone wanted to pay 75 million for Romero? Oh my God, 75. Imagine paying 75 million for Romero. I'd feel sorry for them. David, big up David, has said, if Lo Celso plays like he did yesterday consistently and he wanted to stay, do you keep him? Look, again, I'm wary. It was 45-minute cameo. I don't know where he plays. I don't know where he would start for us. But listen, I'd rather keep him than Ndombele, put it that way. I'd rather keep Lo Celso than Ndombele. But we'll see. Look, at the end of the day, we just talk about it. Whatever Postecoglou wants to do, Postecoglou's going to do, right? Kiva said, surely the club must see if we get 2 centre-backs we're after. It's a show of statement of ambition and intent. I agree. Absolutely. I think everyone agrees. No, again, I think this is the thing. What we need to see is, I think we need to see Lo Celso consistently play like that. Look, even then, I think it was good. I think everyone's going a little bit overboard about how good he was. But look, it's all about look, guys and girls, there's 410 of you in here, right? I'm sure most of you see me all the time. I always talk about this. Consistency. Need to see consistency from players. Yeah. We need consistency from players. I think what we've got to stop doing is going, 45 minutes, yeah, should they play? And this is what I said would happen yesterday, Dan. Yesterday morning before the game, I said the problem we're going to have is if a player does something nice, we're going to go, oh, there you go, there's a player there. For me, you've got to see it over time. Yeah. Hang on 1 second. Just sending the link to someone. 1 second. There we go. Right. Okay. Yeah. So consistency, absolutely everything is consistency. Brad Hares said the Gooners spent over 100 million for Rice. Surely Taps and Van der Ven for 60, 70 million proves us by a larger margin than he does them. Yeah. Absolutely, Brad. I agree with you. Look, listen. For me, I don't think it's about us v them, for example. But listen, they got their number one. They got their number one target in and did their business. For me, that's more important. That's what we should be doing. We should be getting our targets in. That's the thing. If these are the two that Ange Postecoglou has identified, get them in. And then you go, right, go on, Ange. You've got the two centre-backs you want. You've got your playmaker. You've got your number one. Right. Come on, let's see what we're made of. At the moment, I don't think anyone's expecting a lot because we know it's the same old players. Yes, I was absolutely very impressed. I was very, very impressed, not just with our attacking play. It was when we lost the ball, the hunger, the fight, the desire to win it back immediately, to hunt in packs. Jake B, the thoughts on Kane dropping deep versus Richie playing off the shoulder. Look, I think the difference is I think Harry Kane has now got so used to this dropping deep and being our creative force that it's not just going to happen overnight that he just stays up top. I think we need a bit of time to see what happens. But listen, I think that Harry Kane will be absolutely fine. If he plays off the shoulder, he'll be absolutely fine. Richarlison, for me, does so many things well, but nothing very well, if that makes sense. And his finishing is wayward. John said, Savva, do you think the Saudis will ruin the Premier League? No, I don't at all. At the end of the day, if I see it like this, if Saudi Arabia want to put a league together to compete with other leagues, that's their God-given right, isn't it? That's their right to go and do whatever they want to do. If they're putting their own money in, that's their right to do it. I think the question needs to be more than anything is if players want to leave so readily, why is that? If it's purely money, you have to ask, do you want that player at your club? You know, for me, for example, when I look at players like Brozovic and Ruben Neves, at their ages, should they have been going to Saudi? So if it's for the money, cool. It's a lot of money to turn down, but a footballer's career is short. El Dante said Phillips excellent value signing for the future. I'm sure he is. I'm hoping that we've done all our due diligence. I'm hoping. Absolutely. I'm not knocking the signing of Ashley Phillips. I'm not knocking it at all. I just really, 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 really need to see that first team addressed. I'm getting bored of seeing the youth team addressed. I need to see the first team addressed. Ashley Phillips' quality. Again, I'd love to know how you've made that judgment when he's only played 8 league games for Blackburn Rovers. This is what we do. First of all, I'll give the kid some time when he comes in. Like, we do this a lot. I've seen us do it with Scarlett. I've seen us do it with Parrott. I've seen us do it with Harvey White. I saw us do it with Mundell, with Marcus. We do this a lot. Again, Rob, I'll tell the same thing I told Billy Horrocks. First of all, it's not hate. There's no hate. I would replace Højbjerg with a better player that suits our system better. That's not hate. I just think we can do better. I think people need to grow up just a little bit. I don't know why everything needs to be so sensational. Everything is not hate if you don't rate a player. Hang on, I'm so far beyond the comments. There are so many people. There are 436 of you in the chat. Smash the like button, people. Only 193 likes. That's less than 50% of people. 50% of people. Less than 50%. And please smash that subscribe button, people. Smash that subscribe button. Let's get to the 7,500 as quickly as possible. We're currently on, just so people can see, we're currently on, where are we? There we go. We're currently on 7,342. So let's get that last 150-ish as soon as possible. Good morning to Raf. Good morning. A right back and a defensive mid is also priority prior centre back. Tyler Adams is so underrated. He will help the defence. I'd take Tyler Adams for sure. I agree with that. I do think, listen, I don't just think 2 centre backs and we win a league, right? I don't think that. I do think there's other positions you need to strengthen. I was worried by what I saw from the two fullbacks defensively. But again, you can't do everything in one window. But the fundamentals, the clear fundamental position that must be improved is centre-back. I think we all know that. Would you like to see Alfie Devine on loan or in the squad next season? I suppose it depends where he goes out on loan. I suppose where he goes on loan. Is it worth him going on loan is the question, depending on the club that buys him. I don't want him going on loan to a club where he's going to be playing 10 men behind the ball for the whole game. You know, I don't want him sitting back in a team where he's literally going to defend the whole time. You want him to go and express and to play football. But listen, I'm sure they'll do what's right. But a lot of talk about Devine. Hopefully this season we start to see a bit about him. Sorry, there are questions. I'm not missing them, by the way. I am starring some questions. So I will get to those. I promise I'll try and get to as many as possible. Danny Boy 777, big up to you, has said, morning Savva, much better going forward and more chances. As I said before, Levy thinks now we're an attacking side, we don't need defenders. Look, all the reports are coming out. I mean, Postecoglou said we will get one. Romano said we will get one as well. Let's just fingers crossed that we get one. It is what it is. Billy, it's not about annoying me. You do the same thing every day. It's the reason why I blocked Garage Classics. It's you come in and I say it's Wednesday. You find a way to tell me it's Thursday. It's sort of like not every single thing I say needs to be you trying to find a way to stir the pot and have a dig. Yeah, it gets a little bit silly. That's all, mate. That's all. It gets a little bit silly. And one thing I don't like is when people say things I've not actually said. It's really important that people listen. Where are we? El Dante said Lo Celso is very good with progressive passing, and that's part of Postecoglou's system. Cool, but you know, again, we've got to see that. It's all well and good. I hear a lot of stuff. Ndombele's this, Lo Celso's this, Romero's this, but we've never seen it. I need to see these things and consistently for me as a football fan. Dominic has said, Savva, watch out. When we get Casado, we want a centre-back now. This is the worry. Dominic, as a Chelsea fan, obviously, this is the worry, mate, is that when you drag your feet, when you take this long to get these things done, other clubs can come in at any point and go, well, Spurs have dragged their feet, pick up the phone to Tapsoba's agent and go, listen, Spurs have taken a month or whatever. Look, we need a new centre-back. Do you want to join Chelsea? They put the phone down to Spurs and go, right, Chelsea, what are you paying? 50 million. Done. Bum, bum. That's the problem. That is the problem in this market. Tottenham fan doing stuff. I said, morning, Savva, what do you think of the centre-back we're looking for Blackburn? Yeah, we've already talked about it. Listen, I don't think anyone can sit here and say they know enough about him. He's played 8 championship games in his career. If they want him, good. I'll be interested to see what they do with him, whether he goes straight into the youth team, whether they integrate him into the first team. Excuse me, bless you. I did tell you earlier in the show that I felt like my hay fever was about to kick in, and there it is. It's fully kicked in. Apologies about that. Good morning, Peter Simons. Hope you're well. Phil Pierce said, should we be surprised when professional footballers are able to play football? Only one game, but reasons to be positive. Baby steps and all that. Phil, I don't think we're surprised they can play. This lends itself to all the people that said you can't play good football or pressing football or attack under manager with these players. I was told that under Conte, we couldn't press, that we couldn't attack, we couldn't keep possession of the ball. And I think yesterday just proved all of those people categorically very, very wrong. Thank you for the question, Phil. Much love. Absolutely, I think we know that. Chris B, I'll just block you, mate. I've got no time for idiots. I'll just block you. I'm going on Raw. Question, Paul, who's also a channel member. Paul, watch out. In the next month or so, we're starting our channel member-only shows. I said, Savva, do you think we will see a change in so-called first 11 and second 11? I think a mix of the two, and we'll have a great team with additions of a couple of centre-backs. Possibly. I would guess that we'd probably get to the stage where we've got a more settled 11 than ever before because we're only playing once a week. And I reckon you'll probably see the same 4 or 5 subs that will be used, the same 4 or 5 players. But again, that will be something that we'll learn about Postecoglou in the coming months. And I'm excited to see it. Everybody, please keep smashing that like button. We're now on 218 likes, which is exactly 47%. I'll make that up. It's about 46, 47%. And please smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. There's 461 of you in here and about 40% are subscribed. That means there's 60% of people that haven't subscribed but watch all the time. It's a bit disheartening, I'll be honest, as a YouTuber, when people watch you all the time but don't subscribe. So please subscribe to that. Press that subscribe button. John, they're taking over football, golf, boxing. Now they're taking over football. I mean, who says they can't, though? Do you know what I mean? When England did it with the Premier League, no one complained. So why are we? I don't know. It's an interesting debate. Foggy Foam said, "What's your thoughts on Manuel Solomon? Looked bright yesterday. Brave to take on his man." Yeah, I mean, he had a really good 45 minutes, didn't he, Manuel Solomon? He again, he's happy to go at players. I don't think we've had that for a long time. Happy to take on players, happy to cut in and shoot, happy to link up with his fullback. Overlaps, underlap. I don't know. I think he looked good. I think that could be a good little bit of business on a free there. Again, 45 minutes. Let's see what he's made of. Again, I always say, don't I? Consistency. Where are we? There is so much. There is disrespect with comments towards PHE. Listen, I just don't think PHE is as good as people think. I think he's one of the reasons why in the last few years we look slow and ponderous in midfield. I think he works really hard. He's got the heart of a lion, but I think if you want to be better, I think you need more mobile players that get on the ball, make things happen, get about the pitch. That's only my opinion. Yeah, I keep hearing this. I mean, I don't think you compliment rashness. I just don't think centre halves should have rashness in their game. Definitely by the age of 25. I'm sorry. I won't budge on my opinion, Romero. I've not seen anything in these last 2 years that makes me go, yeah, top centre half. I look and go, yeah, good on his day. But I feel like people are watching something I'm not with this guy. He's okay. I just don't see the fuss. Harvey, yeah, I mean, look, it's a slight false economy, isn't it? They beat a team in the 9th division 27-0. It would be like Tottenham playing a team down in the, I don't know, what would that be? So you've got the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, Conference League South. Then you've got I mean, you're going down. You're going down a lot of runs, aren't you? Look, if they're buying Kane, it's because they do need a goal scorer. I think it showed last season that they struggled to get over the line. They didn't look as good in Europe. But hey, it is what it is. Absolutely. Big up Phil P. Here he is. Ben Kaufman in the chat. Absolutely. Please subscribe to the channel. There is the link. You do not have to leave. Look, you just have to click on this link that Ben has put in and subscribe. That's all you have to do. Savva, would you take 95 million plus Balogun from Arsenal for Kane? No, Kane can't go to Arsenal. I'd take that sort of a deal from a Chelsea, a Man United, a Liverpool. I'm not taking that sort of a deal from Arsenal. I guess you're talking about Kane. I can't see who else would want to put 95 million for any one of our players, but let me know. I think Tony seems like a good option, sure. Again, how's that situation going to pan out? He's going to have had a long time out from football. Does he come back fit? Do they want to sell him? Will they sell him? Will they have been this patient with him just to sell him immediately? Lots of things to take into account. Great White 775 has said, did you see Reggie's shin after Romero done him in training? Mate, the guy's reckless. I've said this before. He's a reckless footballer. And I don't apologize for that. I've not seen anything that makes me think otherwise. For me, more than anything, I'm looking for the outstanding. Look, it always sounds like I hate him. I don't. But the superlatives that are thrown to Romero baffle me. I watch him and I think to myself, what are your outstanding attributes? Is it cool, calm, and composed? No. Is it in the air? No. Do you stay on your feet? No. Do you lead in the box, pulling players, telling them, you come here, you come there? No. I don't know his outstanding attributes. I really don't. That's only me. If people like him, I've got nothing against anyone liking him. I just don't see the attributes. XX Toka XX Bocker has said, I think the lads would build a unit in the cups. Will Ange take them seriously? I think he'll take them seriously. I don't think we've got any reason not to. I think I'll say this to everybody, though. Taking the cup seriously doesn't automatically mean winning them. There's a lot of good clubs that take the cup seriously. Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle, Liverpool, City. Man City, I should have said first. Stewie has said, if we played the team that Bayern beat 27-0, I bet they'd score a few against our defence. Probably, mate. Probably. Raf has said, Messi went to the MLS because he gets a percentage of Apple's broadcasting rights. He's going to be a billionaire like Michael Jordan. Yeah, I mean, Messi's well on his way to being a billionaire anyway without that. Look, someone like Lionel Messi for me has given this game more than anyone else ever in football. He can do what he wants as far as I'm concerned. What an absolute living legend that man is. And still people find negatives about Lionel. Not you, Raf, not you, but this guy, the greatest I've ever seen, and I think the greatest I ever will see. I'm going to put it out there right now. Between now and when I die, I don't think I'll ever see anyone as good as Lionel Messi. Football is the game. I said, morning, Savva. Respect the consistent quality content. How many signings do you think Spurs need to have a decent chance of making top four, and in what positions? Look, I think for guaranteed top, I say guaranteed. Guaranteed is such a tough word because you never know who's going to get injured or what's going to happen. I think to be favourites for top four, 2 centre-halves and a really good defensive midfielder like an Amrabat. And I think you're talking, or Paulinho, I think you're talking. 2 centre-halves only, and I think you've got a good chance, definitely 5th, 6th. Without them, I think the problem is we're going to score loads of goals, but we will concede goals. Look, you're going to concede goals whoever's playing defence for you, but it's about limiting that. Yeah, all 3 of those goals yesterday were easily avoidable. Yeah, the centre-halves and the fullbacks yesterday defending those crosses were atrocious, and Davinson Sanchez was atrocious. A couple of top centre-halves in there. That doesn't happen. Kuva, 99, big up, the leader of all the Kuvas, the 99th Kuva, has said, I'm totally disrespectful to PEH. I think he's a plodding workhorse like Sissoko and Freund. Big heart, works hard. The things you say about players for freshly promoted clubs. Wow, Kuva did not hold back. I was being diplomatic. But yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Kuva, on one hand, you got Spurs fans saying they really want to go and win things and really be good in Champions League. On the other hand, they want to praise players like Højbjerg. It's kind of like, well, which one is it? Savva, how gassed would Spurs fans be if they beat the German team in the way Bayern did? Oh, God, we'd be talking about winning trebles and stuff. Yeah, it would be the worst thing. But again, it goes to show a scoreline in pre-season doesn't really mean a lot. It doesn't mean a lot. But, 27-0. Keith Shields said, Romero is a walking liability, always one tackle away from a straight red. He's too rash for the Premier League. I think he's too rash for any league. As I said before, I have friends who watch the Italian league religiously. I watch a lot of it, but they watch it religiously. They told me when we signed Romero, he may have won Defender of the Year, but he is rash. They always said to me, he won Defender of the Year, but he's not the best defender in Italy. And they said he's very, very rash. And I didn't know loads. I'd seen him play, but I hadn't seen loads about him. Now I'm watching him going, yep, you boys were absolutely spot on. Unpopular opinion, Richard, a better game than Kane. He just needs some sharpening. Yeah, I think you've got to look at it. Kane's only had like 3 training sessions. He only came back on Wednesday. He flew back from the USA, went to training, flew straight to Australia, a couple of training sessions, and then played. Of course, he looked rusty. Richarlison, for me, I mean, we say he had a better game. He got in great positions. He can't finish his dinner. John has said, Savva, keep up the good content. You're so level-headed. Thank you. Listen, what I would say is, I appreciate it, right? I get a lot of stick I do get a lot of stick, and I get a lot of people coming into my comments going, "Oh, don't read these comments, don't do that." But I like to think I'm one of the only YouTubers that goes through the volume of comments that I do. So you can't have it both ways. Yeah, I will read good comments, I will read bad comments, but people constantly coming in saying, "Ignore this, do that," and it's like, well, hang on. Then you complain that other YouTubers don't even read your comments unless they're super chats. So, I try and keep it as interactive as possible. Obviously, the more people that come in, the harder it is. But there are exactly, as of this second, 501 viewers watching this chat, and only 250 exactly likes. So that's 50%. We can't get the other 50% to like, and loads of people must have not subscribed. Let's get this. I tell you what would really help me. Let's see. I like to think I do a lot for you guys and girls on a daily basis. I put out a lot of content. I interact. Let's see who will be nice for me today, right? Let's see if I ask you as a favor. We're on 7,345 subscribers. Can we get that to 7,375 in the next 45 minutes? Who will be kind enough that hasn't subscribed to go over there and smash that subscribe button? That's not an attribute, Stevie. I don't know if you understand the word attribute. That's not an attribute. Dele Alli won Young Player of the Year. Then look what happened to him. Winning an award isn't an attribute. It's an accolade. There's a huge difference. He's composed on the ball. Yeah, but again, as a centre-half, first and foremost, we want him to defend, right? Surely. I get it. He's good on the ball at times. We want him to defend. Savva hates Romero because in the Argentina squad, he kept calling him Ginger McAllister. Grow up. Yes, grow up. Yeah, again, I hear this every year. Yes, we can win a League Cup. But there are better clubs in it than us. So it isn't just as easy as go all out for it and you win it. Other clubs, Man City go all out for every trophy, and Man City are better than us. Man United do. They're better than us. Liverpool do. They're better than, right? It's not as simple as just go all out for it and we win. I agree, Rob. I agree. He doesn't at all. When Romero plays, I just look and think, oh, a centre-back. Nothing about me goes, I'm so glad that guy's at my club. Then I look over at Arsenal and I look at a player like Saliba and I go, yeah, proper centre-back, right? Proper centre-back. Sven Botman at Newcastle, proper centre-back. Guys that don't dive in, guys that stay on their feet, marshal the attackers. And if you watch Tap Sober, he's brilliant at it. Remember this for if we get Tap Sober. Tap Sober is brilliant at, he watches the ball come through from midfield, going into the forward, and he just nicks and gets it. Romero goes, bang. And it's like, why did you do, like, you had no need to do that. So look, a good centre-back, but like yesterday, somebody said they'd much rather see Michael Dawson. All day long would I rather see Michael Dawson. It is what it is. John the Celtic guy said, Andrew always takes Cup seriously. By the way, I don't think that it's that we haven't taken Cup seriously in many years. I just think we've been not as good. Peter, yes. My uncle always says this to me. He always says Greaves was Messi before Messi. Yeah. I mean, what an absolutely outrageously terrible opinion. Mbappe is more technically gifted than Messi. Wow. People in the chat, away from Spurs for a minute. Does anyone agree that Mbappe is more technically gifted than Messi? Messi's the most technically gifted footballer I think I've ever seen. Mbappe's quick and strong and powerful, but more Wow. Wow. I just didn't think opinions like this existed. Yes. 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 This is what I mean, Rob. We don't agree on everything, but fair play. When we do, I'll read out the ones I don't and the ones I do agree with. When you've seen the Richard Goffs, the Ledley Kings, right? The Toby Alderweireld's, the Jan Vertonghen's, then the praise Romero gets makes me laugh. But it is funny. Billy, listen, just relax. I think what people are talking about, Billy, is the style of play we saw. It was nice to see that implemented. We're going to play that way against most teams we play against. That's his philosophy. That is his philosophy. Great White said, I've nicknamed Romero the bungalow. Not too much upstairs. Listen, I agree. I just think there are so many people that throw superlatives at players that don't deserve them. And this guy is definitely one of them. And if I keep hearing he's Serie A Defender of the Year, that was 3 years ago. I care about what they've done in a Spurs shirt. Same as Ndombele, same as Lo Celso. What have these players done in Spurs shirts? The answer is nothing. Yeah, that's a scary midfield for me. If they have Partey, Rice, and midfield, Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, yeah, a very good trio. It's a very good trio with everything you need. Goals, creativity, box-to-box, defensive, tackling, work rate. It's got everything. Cheers, Robert. Yeah, I sometimes ashamed I support Spurs for me as well. This absolutely al dente. I made this point last night on my show. Yeah, we beat Roma 7-1 in a pre-season in 2008, then started the league campaign with 2 points from 8 games, and the rest is history. Ramos got sacked. So I don't buy into the results. All I care about is when they came on the pitch yesterday, from the first whistle, I saw us camping their half, and I thought, yes, a manager that wants to play football, rather than everyone dropping back to 10 men behind the ball. And you remember all those people that said you can't play like that. You remember Kuva, big up Kuva. If you want to come on, Kuva, let me know. We've not done anything together for ages. How many people, Kuva, came on to me and you when we did shows last year telling us that with these players you couldn't press, with these players you couldn't play attacking football and create chances. I don't know at what, but cool. Each to their own opinion. I don't know what he's better at than. He can't dribble like Messi. He can't pass like Messi. He can't drop into midfield like Messi. He doesn't assist the same rate as Messi. He's not as quick as Messi. I don't know what he's better than Messi at. But okay, cool. Danny has said Romero is not the man for me, to be honest. I don't think he's not he's nowhere near those two. Nowhere near. But by the way, so I didn't read your comment out. Kuva said, I think Romero could develop into a great player. He just had a very erratic season. He just needs more experience. Mate, he's 25. I compare it. Look at Saliba at 22. Look at Romero at 25. It's like, for me, I think there's too many excuses made for this man. I'd love him to prove me wrong this year and be great. I just don't think he's what people think he is. I agree. Runs into midfield and batters people. It is what it is. Let's look for a positive comment. VK, if Romero was an Arsenal player, you'd call him a proper centre-back. No, I wouldn't. By the way, you are getting put in a timeout straight away because we know who you are. You're a troll. Billy Oric said, you're missing my point. Man City got knocked out Southampton. You can get a good run without playing a good team. Of course, I don't think I've missed that point. Of course, you can win it. Anyone can win it. But at the end, Southampton may have knocked out Man City, but they didn't win it, did they? Man United still won it. So it's tough to win a cup. It is tough now. There are a lot of clubs. So you are saying Tapsoba is a done deal? I would love to be able to sit here and say it's a done deal. I don't think it's a done deal in any way, shape, or form. I don't think I've said that. Again, the importance of listening, man, it's like so underrated. Matt Doherty, the ex-Spurs player. Here we go. Back to Wolves is what Romano is saying. Deal is in place and medical being completed right now. Chuck Wamaker on his future. I want to stay and prove to everyone what I can do at a top club. And we'll sit down with Pochettino, and so we'll decide what's best for me. Good player, Chuck Wamaker. I think he'll do well. Maybe he needs a year or two to really bed in, but looks good, looks powerful, looks strong, looks good on the ball. Where are we? Let's go. There's so many comments. Lena said, yes, Savva, but look at the stick Arteta got for keeping Saliba on loan, but it worked out. Sure. And this is where they trusted their manager, right? And this is why I say to people, when they're talking about Ange Postecoglou right now, look at Arteta's first couple of years. What was it? Eighth, fifth? You know, that's why you got patience. And now look at the team they're building. It's a very good team. Okay, but that doesn't mean a decent centre-back partner doesn't make him better in the air. A decent centre-back partner shouldn't be the difference between him going and clattering everyone or not. I don't get this. Perchi said with Romero, the narrative is he's young. Do people not realise he's 25? He's not young. Mate, Perchi, I get it. Strasbourg Steve, big up, another channel member, said, Savva, you said the word Botman. I got excited. Never seen a centre-half at Newcastle as good as him in my 6 years. So calm, cool and collected. Mate, that's what I think our fans think Romero is. Football is the game. I said, if Kane scores 25 plus this season, do you think he moves to a club in the Prem on a free, as he will be closer to the Prem all-time goal record? Listen, I think if he stays on a free, he goes to a Premiership club anyway. I truly believe that. I think he will do that if he doesn't sign a new contract. I mean, at the moment, he's got no need to do anything, has he? He's in the power seat. So it is what it is. Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. I think these are now people all laughing about someone saying Mbappe better than Messi. It's absolutely mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. Messi stayed in his comfort bubble. What, winning Champions Leagues, World Cups, 7, possibly 8 Ballon d'Ors? Go away. Honestly, the childish comments people give is absolutely amazing. It was a really bad comment. Was a really, really, really bad comment. No one's going to, I can't imagine anyone will agree. It's absolutely mad. Yeah. I think yes is Rory Jennings. Absolutely. It's the sort of comment Rory Jennings would come out with and people will start going, oh yeah, but actually, listen, Mbappe for me, top footballer. Of course, no one's denying that. Mbappe's the top footballer. But take away his pace, he's not the same player. Lionel Messi has it, but doesn't need it. Lionel Messi can stay still and dictate a game. I can't even believe this is a thing. But hey, Rob C. Oh, some approval from you, Rob C. Said, I think Savva are finally on the same page. Deserves a hard-earned like. Cheers, mate. Talking of likes, where are we? 313 likes. Let's get that to 400. Let's get that up as quickly as possible. We are on 7,300 and let's check the money's not there. 7,357. Can we get that to 75? That's 18 more subscribers. Everybody right now who hasn't subscribed, do me a favor. I'm asking kindly. I'm not begging. I'm just asking you nicely. Please smash that subscribe button and help me get to the 7,500 as quickly as possible. Midoriya said Mbappe is a genetic freak, but no way is he even on the same planet technically. When Mbappe is 37, his techniques is going to be carrying him. Kuvra said Romero's proactive, aggressive defending will be a good thing in this system of play when we're trying to win the ball. No, I don't agree. The word aggressive isn't the one. I don't agree, Kuvra. I'm sorry. You've seen centre-backs that do this job properly. There's a difference between going and nicking the ball, but the recklessness, I don't understand why people love him. You've seen proper defenders. I don't know why this guy's loved so much. Billy, I'm reacting to comments. I'm talking. You've got to stop doing this. Stop doing it. Goff. Yeah, Goff. Again, Goff. Absolute class. George Best. Someone just mentioned George Best's name. Where are we? Football is gone. I said, from your honest opinion, what you've seen in the Prem, do you think there's much in it between Maguire and Romero? I think, look, Maguire is an old cab horse, isn't he? Cart horse. Romero, for me, is technically good on the ball. He's a modern-day centre-half, but I don't think his defending's that great. So, I don't know. I think it's harsh. I don't know what that means. He's 25 years of age. I don't know when forget Romero. At what stage do players stop being potential? He's 25 years of age. Am I Jewish? No, I'm not Jewish. Big up to all my Jewish friends out there. Jeeper said, can someone send Richie a copy of the offside rule? Yeah, listen, it was tough, wasn't it? Savva and the cricket on. What a day. I'll be honest, I'm not a cricket fan. If anyone remembers Graham, who I used to stream with all the time, he always tried to get me into cricket, and I've always had absolutely none of it. It's so boring. Sorry, just for me. Yeah, but the thing is, Alfred, if you're still doing it at the age of 25, how has no manager coached that out of him by the age of 25? He would have been playing football from about the age of 5 or 6. It is what it is. Again, too unfair on Romero. He's yet to play a single minute for us next to an actual Premier League quality centre-back partner. All right. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't see him stand out. And he doesn't. That's the point, Kieran. I want to see him stand out. He should go and show me why he's so much better than the other defenders. Rafa said, Ronaldinho on the left, R9 striker, Messi right wing, greatest front three of all time. I mean, look, you could play that game all day long. You could play that game all day long. I mean, if you gave me that front three, I wouldn't have any problems with it. Billy has come back in and said it was a great performance against West Ham, but I just want to hold my judgments as West Ham let us have the ball. I don't think West Ham let us have the ball. This is the problem, Billy. If you didn't see how we pressed them, that was what a press is. Yes, there will be better teams than us like Liverpool, for sure, but it's positive signs. I don't understand how you can't see that. Where are we? Who have we got in the chat? There's so many good. Jan was good, but not the Jan we loved and remembered until we signed Toby. Yeah, but I never remember Jan making all the awful, ridiculous, rash decisions that Romero did. You can say he'll be the same with no proof of that. Again, I don't like things that are passed as fact when they're not. To be honest, I think the best centre-backs come from the Serie A. Well, I wish we would have got one of the best ones. Listen, I'll always go through questions, good and bad. Kuva said, go on the Savva, throw me a link. Oh, Kuva, 99. Let me see if I've still got your number, if I deleted you after you stopped messaging me, ever. Oh, you've messaged me. Hang on 1 second. 1 second, Kuva. Give me a second, buddy. Hang on. Why can't I find the link? Okay, right. Here is the link. Keep smashing the subscribe button, people. Let's be kind. Be kind. It takes a lot of effort to do this every single day, by the way. So please smash that subscribe button. We'll get Kuva on and we'll get me and him answering some of your questions. Kuva, the link is now with you, my friend. I'm sure I'll see you on very, very shortly. Thank you to people. Keep subscribing. We're still stuck on 7357. Stuck on 7357. Let's get to 7375 and welcome to the stream. Man like Kuva. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good here, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. I see you've taken a bit of a step back from streaming in the last 3 or 4 months. You all right?
Yeah, moving house fairly soon, so I've been like boxing things up, shifting things around, trying to clean up and get rid of all the clutter. You know, this is the old family home. I mean, bar a couple of times when I was moved out, I've been there for beyond 40 years now. Yeah. So you collect a lot of junk in that time.
Yeah, just like the Spurs squad.
Yeah, just
collecting junk.
This lot, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Rip up the contracts of all your junk, mate. What did you make of yesterday? Look, I mean, without going overboard, you and I, especially last season, we did a lot together, and we were told consistently by YouTubers, by football fans, that with that group of players, you can't press, you can't keep possession of the ball, you can't play attacking football. Having been with this manager for less than a month, and some of the players only returning last Wednesday, we saw the complete night and day in football styles in one game. What did you make of it?
I was loving it. We're asking for this kind of football. I mean, I am a big fan of playing on the front foot, take the game to the opposition, and pebble dash the opponent's goal. And, 30-odd chances, love it. We should have won that about 8-3. Everybody would have been in hysterical laughter if we'd done that. You just look at all the positives there. Some of these players coming through. Lo Celso, wow, is he going to redeem himself this season? It's a bit of an odd one. That he did, some of the players came back, did really well for themselves. The Dogi, wow, what a flying start to his career that was with us. There's real positives. Porro again doing the business on the wing. We look like we got two wing backs who can't defend, but it doesn't matter that, does it? Just walk forward. I don't care. I'm the old school. I'm happy to let 9 goals in if we score 10.
Yeah, I think for me the key thing is, listen. I agree with you. I'm all for bombing forward. I'm all for playing this high line football. And the thing for it, for me, as with anything in football, Kuva, the fine line between something working and something not working is massive. And the fine line for this working for me is, have a Doji and Porro up there, great. But then you've got to have 2 capable centre-backs and at least one of the central midfielders that can sit in as the number 6, if you like. All of a sudden, Spurs look a proper outfit, don't we? With just 2 to 3 signings, look a proper outfit.
Yes, it's what you need, isn't it? I think I was same as you. We were talking about it last season. You just mentioned it a little while ago. Lots of people saying we just can't play this style of football with these players. You can. You might not do it as well as or as successfully as you like, but you can certainly start doing it. That's what coaches do. That's what all these hours on the training pitch are for. You can do it. We've just got to get the right players now to fit this. But from what I saw yesterday, it's exciting times.
Yeah.
I mean, West Ham aren't exactly the great, and they did win. We were frail when it came to defending from those set pieces again, but it will come. It will come. I'm quite pleased with how the keeper did. I thought he looked fairly solid.
He got a lot of stick. Kuva, for the 2 goals. And I look at two headers, both 4, 5, 6 yards out.
Yeah.
If I'm the keeper and it's my debut, the one thing I want is my centre halves to take the pressure away immediately. Do you know what I mean? Let me settle into my gloves, so to speak. And 2 atrocious bits of defending, Kuva. It wasn't it? 2 atrocious bits of defending.
It's generous to call it defending, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just 3 headers. What are you going to do? Yeah, I agree. If you're letting in a header from 15 yards out, you might question the goalkeeper. From 4 yards out, you'd expect any forward to score at that point. So I don't see a big problem with it. He looked all right. Otherwise, he looked good with his feet. Fairly sharp. It's a friendly. Didn't matter, did it? It was all about what we saw and the potential we could see going into the season. And it was just full of positives for me. I was really enjoying it.
The funny thing is, Kuva, is, I mean, you've seen many a pre-season, right? I've seen many a pre-season. Beating West Ham, not beating West Ham, has no bearing on the first game of the season against Brentford. It has no bearing. I didn't go to bed last night disappointed we'd lost. I wouldn't have gone to bed happy we'd won. It doesn't matter to me. Pre-season used to be about fitness, togetherness, especially with a new manager. It's about, right, how do we play? Are you shocked by the number of comments that we've seen over the last sort of 12, 24 hours of, oh my God, he can't do it. Ange Postecoglou this, Postecoglou that. It's terrible. We're awful. We lost to West Ham. Are you surprised by it?
No, I'm not surprised anymore. There's just so much media coverage on football that everything's scrutinised. You could see a player come out of the ground and slip on some ice, and it'll be, oh my God, has he got a balance issue? It'll be, it's pre-season. It's all about fitness, conditioning, getting players to run out and see what they can do, see if they can impress the manager. And I think a few players will have done that. I think it's really positive. 3-2. If West Ham want to brag that, good luck to them.
Yeah. My mates immediately. My West Ham. My two best men at my wedding. West Ham, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God! There you go, 3-2. And I was like, guys, did you watch the game? They were like, no, we're both at work. I went, watch the game. I went, yeah, you've won, but I said, first and foremost, for me, Spurs, we've just implemented a new philosophy overnight, and I'm really happy with what we've seen. And they went, oh, you still can't defend? Yeah, sure. I know we can't defend, but we will address that. We've got to be positive that we will address that, right, Kuva? We've got to hope that in the next couple of weeks, a tap sober figure comes in. And I'll ask you this off the back of that. Let's assume it's tap sober, okay, just for the purpose of this game. the pressure on Tapsoba coming in his first game is going to be absolutely immense, isn't it? Like Tapsoba comes in and we all go, it's fixed. It's fixed. We're saved. We can defend again.
From his point of view, why would he be under pressure? He knows he's a good
just
player.
Because we need a centre, like because we've needed to see a centre back for so long.
Yes, it's the thing that I've got belief in it, although I think you probably haven't. I think the likes of Tapsoba partnering Romero will work. I think if you got that one that's very aggressive pressing forward like Romero, he does need to calm it a little bit and just choose when to do it a little bit better than he has been. But if he's got Tapsoba next to him, who reads the game a lot better, who is more aware of the danger, and he's got that amazing pace as well, I think that could work. That's your recovering player for when those times when Romero does get it wrong or he gets out of position. Let's not forget, we are going to be aggressive, really aggressively pressing. So you need players doing that, but they've got to be getting it right. Yeah. Can Romero play like he did last season and get away with it? No.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say on Romero, I won't read out any more Romero comments unless there's loads of them. Look, for me, I'd love to be sitting here in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, and saying, you know what, cool, I was wrong. He looks great. I just, at the moment, I've not seen anything that makes me think that. Here's an interesting one, Kuva. Morla said, were you told we couldn't press and play attacking with this team, or were you told you couldn't do so while not letting goals and lose? Because that is still debatable. We were told categorically, Kuva, because we've always said, if you play attacking football or not, you're going to concede goals. That was if you remember, our argument was, well, hang on, we're going to concede goals if we play defensive. We might as well play attacking and still concede goals. People categorically said we cannot press and attack with these players.
Yeah,
that's what we were told.
But what was our counter to it? It was, for me, it was the obvious one: play to your strengths.
Absolutely.
We've got some great forwards. Let's get the ball to them as often as possible. Just keep creating chances. We are going to ship some poor goals at times. We are going to have some games this season where we're cringing a bit because we've had an absolute mare and got beaten.
Yeah.
But outweighed by all the positives, these games where we are going to be absolutely smashing teams off the park. I'm fully convinced of it. I'm looking at those games like Luton. That can't come quick enough to have a bit of a goal fest on something like that. It's usually commentators' curse, isn't it? Say you're going to beat somebody so easily. But I just feel like it at the moment. I just feel like there's a big lift around the club. It's, I think last season we're talking about, Ndombele, Lo Celso, just get them out as soon as possible. Looked at Lo Celso yesterday and thought, you know what? That could be a real blessing for us. If he comes back and he's up for it, he believes in what's going on. That would be as good as a new signing as well, wouldn't it? It's the old adage, isn't it? If getting a player back from injury or that rediscovering their form, it's as good as making a top quality signing. So let's see how it goes. But
yeah, I feel positive. I feel like listen, when I say positive, by the way, I think people automatically mean that makes me think that we're going to win a league or a cup. I'm not talking about that. I just feel more positive that I'm going to want to watch. Do you know what? I'm going to change that. It makes me feel more positive that my mate Kuva is going to want to watch, because I know there were games last year where you just weren't bothered.
Yep.
And
coined the phrase,
I got there.
A few Spurs. I was literally going for things, yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't wait now. I absolutely can't wait for it. I think if this transfer, if we get one more player and it's a Tapsoba, then I think we've done pretty well there. Maddison.
Yeah, I agree.
He wasn't all that great yesterday, to be fair. Maddison.
I disagree. I do. I think first 10, 15 minutes, I thought, I didn't think we got the ball into him. I think then he started to show. And then a lot of the time, when he was receiving the ball, you could see straight away he turned. He was trying to play a few balls.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't terrible. But we didn't get that impact that we all thought it was going to be. Oh, he's going to
it's It's 45 minutes, isn't it? And I think as well, Kane, a couple of times he played the ball through to Kane and his first touch wasn't great. He tried to have a couple of digs. He was playing the ball up wide. I think he'll be a phenomenal footballer for us, Maddison. Just quickly, Santu, big up. Always supportive in the chat. Thank you so much, Santu. It's much appreciated. What I will say is, Cooper, we've come a long way from when we first started doing these shows. We've now got 509 people in for a morning chat. Guys and girls, please keep smashing the subscribe button. We are now 15 away from getting to the 7,375. Help me make that happen. I'll do this content for you. You subscribe to me. We're all good. And there is also another couple of super chats. Phil P has just said, Kuva the Viking, the return of the king. Woo. Here he is.
Army, I've got to give him a special Spurs woo from me. Woo.
Woo. Phil, do you know what it is? It's Kuva only reacts to good football. He saw some good football yesterday, and all of a sudden his energy levels went, hang on, I want to talk about Spurs again. And here he is.
He's easily pleased. Me and Sue Smith in the comments, she's always there. We agree on so much on how the game should be played.
Yeah.
Aussie Ardealer style of football. Just do it right.
Absolutely. And here's MV Joker Davis. Thank you so much again for the super chat. It said, Ange starts off slow at all his clubs. Give him time and let him cook, and he'll bring you guys wins. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Listen, I'm fully behind this manager, Kuva. I've said this. Thank you, MV Joker Davis. Thank you so much for that. I've said from the moment we hired him, yes, an attacking, progressive manager. I think that my worry with this is I think our fans will judge him against measurements that are just out of his control in season one. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yes, but I mean, well, they shouldn't, should they? I mean, what does he come into? A team that's been slipping down the table, playing awful football, and looks directionless. So, for me, I don't see any pressure on him at all. It's just
I mean from fans. I mean from fans. There are fans already like, you know, if he doesn't get top four, he's failed. If he doesn't win a cup, he's failed. And it's like, whoa, we've been going like that for years, haven't we? All right, people who say, yeah, Conte got top four, but let's be really honest. The football, everything that was being built was going like that. Yeah. And for me, I just want a steady season now where we actually watch some good football and see the basis of a team that we can build upon next season. That's all I want. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not being greedy.
Yeah, I agree. I'd settle for even a 9th or 10th place finish that we can see what the basis is for the next 2, 3, 4 years. Just the football's starting to look good, and we're starting to get used to it. All these managers, where you implement a new system, it does take time. The first season, he's going to be evaluating the players more than anything else. He's going to know which ones, by the end of the season, he'll know which players he can rely on, which he can't. Yeah. So the work will really start next season. This one, I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. Let's have a go. I like the fact that I get up out of my seat, excited about what I'm watching lots of times. I mean, I can't get over that 30 attacks. I forgot whose stream it was. Might have been Brian Daigle said it. It was like that. Those 30 shots on goal were like more than the last 2 months of last season put together.
Yeah, it was just nice. See, I mean, it was great. We saw the fullbacks constantly overlapping. I mean, Udogie and Perisic in the second half. You had Devine and even Royale was trying in the second half. First half with not so much with Porro and Kulu. I was disappointed by those two, but definitely with Reggie and Solomon, you saw people wanting to go and join in. We saw one of the big things that we saw, Kuva, was when we attacked, the number of bodies breaking a gut to get in the box to join in. Yeah. Normally, it's Kane's son and one other that get in the box. This was Skip running beyond, getting in the box. Manos Solomon was, Reggie was. They'd all... And it was just like, oh, football. We're seeing football again. It was just lovely.
It was like when it was all fully working order with Pochettino as well. Same idea. Get the ball, progress the ball up the pitch, and just load that box. It's the way to do it, isn't it? If you want to score goals, get people in there. I'm tired of watching this one player is in there maybe and the ball's out wide, what are they going to do? Cross to that player where he's marked with 2 centre backs, probably another fullback covering as well. No, get them all in there. It's going to be chaotic and it's going to be fun. I'm all for it. Am I expecting top 4 next season? No. Am I expecting a trophy? No. Do I think we might be able to nick a trophy? Hell, why not? Domestic cups. We haven't got the midweek games in Europe, so why not? Let's go for it.
Yeah, I've always said, can we nick a trophy? Yes. I just don't put pressure on him to do that because the other big clubs, whether they play once a week or twice a week, put out top teams in these competitions. And again, cup football has always been the same, right? It's all about the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw. For example, you get Man City away in the 3rd round. Straight away you go, all right, we won't win the cup this year.
Well, that for me is going to be the acid test of Postecoglou's whole reign. Can we go from this team that in the last few years we were getting some good results against Man City by sitting back and hitting them on the break? Can the Postecoglou turn that around and we go and camp in Man City's half? We go and take the game to them and absolutely batter them. If we can do that, he's succeeding. I mean, that's the biggest test of the lot, isn't it? The team that does that better than anybody.
I don't know if Yes is talking to me or you, so let's assume it's both of us. I think we've been very similar in what we just said. This guy's standards are on the floor. Our fan base deserves Levy. So, yes, you are one of these people that doesn't understand. First of all, you were looking at 2 people that have been Levy out for as long as I can remember, Coover, and I think I speak for you when I say that as well, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So
2007 for me.
Right. 2007 for me as well. We all know the moment in 2007. Yep. We all know what happened. Martin Yole, the incident. The difference is, is Coover and I could sit here right now and say, no, we only will be happy if we win a treble. Doesn't mean it's achievable, right? That's the difference. We acknowledge where we are, where we've been run to, what we've been left with. Rome wasn't built in a day. Fans like you that say this type of thing, it just makes me think, where's the critical thinking? Where's the intelligence to understand that in year 1 under a new manager, after what we've just seen for 4 years, you don't go all singing, all dancing, top 3, winning 2 cups, we're the greatest team ever. Doesn't happen.
Obvious reply to this is, have you really enjoyed the last 3 or 4 years then?
This guy's
terrible.
just
we're happy because the football's worth watching again.
Yeah.
The success isn't going to come instantly. That's to be hoped for.
Yeah, of course. A big up Daniel Harris, always a big supporter of the channel. I said, love seeing us hunt in packs and win the ball back in 5 seconds flat. Haven't seen that since the Poch era. Daniel, bang on. I said this yesterday. I haven't enjoyed the football like I did yesterday since the first half of the season that we got to the Champions League final. The first half of that season, we played good football, right? Since then, so that's 4.5 years now, I've not seen us press like that. I've not seen us hunt in packs. I've not seen us have that many shots in a game. I've not seen us overload. But people still want to find a negative to it. Please, people, keep smashing the subscribe button. We're 13 away from today's target of 7,375. And as always, please go and subscribe to Kuva and Bobby K.
Sorry,
the Free Spurs boys. Yeah.
Cutting out the own channel. I totally agree, Daniel Harris.
Anyway,
it's not just the Posh era as well. I think we saw it with Redknapp as well, especially some of those big European nights. You'd see Scotty Parker and the rest of the midfield working their socks off, closing people down instantly, and it was like hounds after the fox, wasn't it? It was crazy stuff. And I think part of that isn't just to do with the tactics; it's partly how the players feel about what they're doing. They're enjoying themselves. They got that extra spring in their step because it's fun playing like that. They want to attack. I mean, perhaps we can convince Kane that he wants to stay after all if we're going to play really attacking football. He might fancy a bag full of goals this season. Who knows?
Absolutely. Lily White Lane has said, for once, we really have to trust the process here. Look at what them lot did with Arteta. Look, I think in this day and age, we're in an era where so many clubs are spending massive amounts of money that when people say things like, you've got to finish 4th, there are 7 or 8 other clubs that are all going to have the remit of just finish fourth. You can't all finish fourth. It takes time. You've got to build. I agree. Billy, no one said we can't win a cup. I really need you to listen. This is becoming a daily thing with you. No one said we can't, just said it's going to be really difficult. I don't think saying winning a cup is going to be difficult is a bad opinion. You don't win a cup easily, do you, Kuva? It's not an easy thing to do. You don't just win a cup easily.
Yeah, of course you do. just have to be Man City.
Look, this is what I mean. For Man City fans right now, right? I do a lot of shows with Daps, Man City Daps. I do a lot of shows with him from Never a Foul. Really good channel. If you haven't seen them, go and follow those guys. They are very funny. They do all different. They do all different content as well. So they've got one Man U host, one Man City host, one. I want to say Chelsea, but that might be a lie. Anyway, Daps always says to me, "Look, people always say, right, you're Man City, you have to win all 4." And Daps always says, just because we're Man City doesn't mean every year you're going to win all 4. Like, you've got to be realistic about it. You can't win a treble or a quadruple. Well, the quadruple's never been done. But you can't win a treble year in, year out. Things happen. Players get injured. Players have bad games. Consistency, form, lasagna gate. All
different levels of expectation, isn't there? Depending on your stature. For right now, Man City, a poor season for Man City is no trophy.
Sure.
But if they get, as long as they get a trophy, it's passable. But I mean, now their bar goes higher and higher because now they're going to want to defend the Champions League. They're going to want to defend the league. If they do that, if they manage that'll be an incredible run of success for them.
No, absolutely. I've got no doubt Man City will win at least 2 trophies this year. It's what they do. They're too good for me. But XX Toka XX Boca, thank you so much for the super chat. I said real fans will give it time. Haters will hate. Yeah, I think what I saw yesterday, and I'm going to bring up a touchy subject. I'm going to go for another 15 if you're all right with that, Kuva. Just till about 10
cool.
just past 10
I'm going to get back to doing stuff anyway, so yeah.
Cool. I always finish before midday because Perchi has his show at 12 o'clock and I don't want to be that guy. I think what I saw yesterday, I did a watch along and I said at the beginning of the watch along, I know who will be saying what comments and when. And what I meant by that was all the people that were coming in having a go at me about my opinions on Conte, right? All the people that really liked Conte, and it doesn't matter about style, are all the ones that WhatsApp me, are all the ones that came into my comments going, there you go, see, there you go. There you go, you got your pretty football, we still lost. And it was like, oh my God, we've had 90 minutes of the first pre-season game. And I knew those people, Kuva, would be the ones automatically going, there you go, this is why Conte didn't play this football. No, Conte didn't play this football because he doesn't play this football. I'll let you, what do you make of it?
Yeah, it's always going to be the case of that. End of the day, is results are going to be what proves anything, aren't they? That's the things you can't argue with. But pre-season, I remember us having plenty of pre-seasons where some seasons we didn't win a pre-season game at all, unless it was like playing non-league teams or something like that. Then we went on to have an absolute blinder. It doesn't mean anything. The two don't correlate. Likewise, I've seen us annihilate some teams in pre-season and think, wow, even some big teams. And we think, wow, Audi Cup, for example.
Yeah.
Looking good. Comes to the actual season, nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Just look for the individual performances. Look for the fitness levels. Look to see people who've got a bit of their touch and whether they're ready to go. And just look for me, especially, is the little passing triangles, just to see players are getting understanding where each other's going to be, moving into the space. Just see if that's developing each game. Because if that's going well, you've got something worth watching for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing is that what's thrown at people like me and you that want to see good football is, oh, you'd rather see pretty football than win things. No, I think we've said forever. I think first and foremost, to win things, I think you've got to have a good team. To win things, I think you've got to have a team that are happy, and teams that play better football seem happier. So as a start, let's see some good football. Then, you know, if 2-3 years down the line with Angie's here, we're playing good football but not winning anything, then I'll be going, Well, hang on, we're not winning anything. But first and foremost, let's get back to wanting to watch Spurs play.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'm a huge believer in all those Danny Blanchflower quotes. You know, the game's played with a flourish. You got to, you can't just sit back and bore the opposition to death. You take it to them. You got to excite people. This is what it's all about.
There's the automatic response from somebody that doesn't use their ears. I mean, look at that. So you're fine with us losing if we play well, right? Ben, let me just address this. Right, Tottenham Hotspur aren't a football club that win every game of every season. No one wins every game every season. Man City lose games. Man United lose games. Arsenal lose games. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Everyone loses games, right? The difference is what we want to see throughout the season is that we're playing, we're trying to win games, that we're trying to attack. Yeah, you're going to lose games whether you play defensively or not. I'm speaking for us again, Cooper. Sorry. I think we would rather lose games trying to play football than lose games with 10 men behind the ball trying to defend for 90 minutes. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go even further. I'd prefer to take a 5-4 loss than watch a 0-0, even though the 0-0 gets a point. I want to be entertained. I respect my time. I don't want to spend 2 hours of my time on any match being bored shitless. Give me football, give me entertainment. I'll take what comes with it, but I don't see why you have to separate the two. Have success and play good football. Lots of teams do it. I don't know why it's always like this.
Elias, is that you? I know, I'm never sure if it is you because I know there's a few fake accounts flying around about you. Whoever this is that has put this in, whether it is you or not, listen, each to their own. At the end of the day, if anyone had been watching Spurs the last 4 years, then watched us yesterday, couldn't see night and day, I do worry about what you think you've been watching for the last 4 years. Kuva, a real positive yesterday for me was Manor Solomon. Yes, a 45-minute cameo, but obviously at this stage of the season, it is what you're going to get from these players because, you know, it's first game of pre-season. But he looked positive. He looked like he wanted to get on the ball and he wanted to run at fullbacks. He wanted to cut in and shoot. He wanted to make things happen. I think that's a real positive to have in our squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to say this comment's fair enough. Actually, good, attractive football is extremely.
Sure.
Yeah, of course it is.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know there are people that enjoyed the Conte and Mourinho style of annoy the opposition so badly. And you know, I get all the tribalism side of it as well. They're rubbing in people's faces like, we just stopped you playing and there's nothing you can do about it. We just stole the game away from you.
Yeah.
I'll get all of that, but it's just not for me. So I'm pretty sure I could say that for you as well, Savva. We just want to see some football.
10 men behind the ball and counter-attacking for me is, it's a way to win games. When that is your only way of playing, it is extremely boring. I'll give an example, Kuva. At home last season, God, which game? Aston Villa. I think we lost 2-0 at home.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember, I don't know who it was, who I was in a group with. You know, these groups come and go. That after 30 seconds, Spurs got the ball, kicked it long from the kickoff. And then after 30 seconds, I paused my TV and I took a photo and I said, I put in the group, whatever I was in, I went, look, this is 30 seconds into a home game. Look at how the whole 11 have retreated. That would be coached into them, retreated into a block, took a photo and went, that's at home, 30 seconds against a team. Aston Villa at the time weren't above us. And that is the difference. I watched the game yesterday. After 30 seconds, we were camped in their half. Our centre-backs were high up. Our midfielders were pressing. Our full-backs had almost turned into wingers. Night and day. It's not for me, that sitting back stuff. It's not. Sorry,
I agree. Yeah, it's not. Sometimes it's not even coached that way. Sometimes it's because the players have got such fear of making a defensive error because their coaches, doesn't want that. I mean, coaches love to keep clean sheets, don't they? Majority certainly do, because it shows what you're teaching them is working. Because you can't teach attacking flair or vision or creativity or just imagination when you're on the ball. But you can teach somebody how to be in the right positions when defending and how to work with your teammates to cover, to hold a line and do your job properly. So I kind of get it, but at the end of the day, I don't care about all that bullshit. Just keep bombing forward.
Yeah. Like it started a debate now in the chat. There's loads of people debating it. Apparently, Elias has just messaged me, WhatsApp me, and said it is him. So at least I now know I'm talking to you. It's actually you. Big up. Listen, I would disagree. I respect your opinion. I just disagree. Listen, counter-attacking is fine. I think there's a time and place for it. I think when you're playing a Man City who absolutely dominate everyone they play, yeah. I think when you're sitting at home against teams that are in the bottom half of the table, I do not want to be counter-attacking.
On the other hand, I remember I think it was Crystal Palace going to the Etihad, took the game to Man City, absolutely battered them for art.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to get them at the right time, though. Let's be fair. In the last since February of last year, no one goes to the Etihad and attacks them and comes away. I think you've got to get them. In the first half of the season when they haven't hit their stride, when they're trying things,
or just catch them out. Most people are going to be, really defensively minded when it comes. To that. So I suppose if you could go there and go absolutely the opposite way, maybe get away with it.
But again, I think it's all balanced. I reckon you can go there and get away with that if you've got centre backs that are competent. I think if we went away and did what we did yesterday to West Ham against Man City with our back four, I think they would ping us time after time after time.
That's fine. I've got De Bruyne and Haaland in my dream team.
Fair enough. Good. Win. Guys and girls, we're going to go for another 8-9 minutes. Please smash the subscribe button. We are 9 away from today's target. Please smash the like button as well. We are 14 away from 400 likes, which would be phenomenal. Mr. Pox Office, thank you very much for the super chat, has said 90 minutes is the new 90 hours. I have no idea what this is all about, but back to you, Savva. Listen, thank you very much. Thank you for that. I'm going to go through a few questions, a few comments rather. We won't really answer them as questions as such, but
I think the fake accounts, a lot of them can be, bit boring, but I love these sort of ones like Mr. Pox Office.
Yeah, I think the fake accounts that have a laugh with it are good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Like all those Henry Wright ones, for example.
Yeah, but like the Margot Robbie one and all them, they're all good fun, and Donna Cullen. But it's when people are nasty with it that you don't want it. But I think we're moving away from that definitely. And Ben, as the best moderator in the world, is sorting all that out. Let's go through some comments quickly. I don't want to read them all out. But where are we? Okay. So, and by the way, if I've missed a super chat, please let me know if I've missed a super chat. I don't think I have, but let me know. Where are we? Aidan, just really, really quickly, in a few words, we'll answer these. Kuba, would you be happy if by the end of the window we'd sign Van der Ven, Nelson, and Ashley Phillips?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
I agree. It's better than what we've got now. Yeah. Savva, I hope you're good. Do you think we should cash in on Romero? For me, I think if you get any bid that's 60 million north, I'm all over it. Kuva?
As much as I like Romero, and I can really see the potential in doing something caught me off guard today. I didn't know he was 25. I thought he was a lot younger than that.
No, he's 25. He's 20. He's not a kid.
Perhaps he should have learned to when to do things and when not to do things a little bit better than he has done. 60 million bid. Yeah, you can get some decent players in. We wouldn't get that for him though, surely.
But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this stems from a report that came out last week that someone wanted Romero at 75 million, and I went, yeah, I'll pay for his ticket there, and everyone went mad at me.
I think if he can recapture that early form for us and really get those, proactive tackles in and get the timing right on him, he could be incredible next season. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's rattle through these in 7 minutes. Kudos. Thoughts on the grief Lee Gunner gets from the Arsenal fan base? I think it's completely unwarranted and childish. Just really quickly from me, listen, Lee Gunner loves it. Lee Gunner thrives on it. I know Lee Gunner personally. He's a good guy. Lee Gunner winds people up. They wind him up. He thrives on it. His channel has grown on it. He's brilliant to watch. I'm sure Lee gives zero F's given, as they say. But
love him as well. He just speaks his mind.
Yeah,
goes for it, sticks with it.
Absolutely.
I just like that. It's always cheers if somebody disagrees. So, yeah, wind up merchant, but it's good.
Steve, big up Strasbourg. Steve, channel member, has said, "Why do you think nobody has bought James Ward-Prowse from Southampton yet? He'll go surely this window, won't he, Kuva? Someone will get him in the next month or so."
Yeah, I'm trying to think who. I don't see us getting him.
I don't think at the level of us. I meant more of a Fulham, that sort of Brentford, that sort of a club. Fulham, Brentford, Palace,
possibly
someone like
Palace might.
Yeah. Ego has said, "Do you believe Ndombele will flourish in the system?" I don't know which one of those three midfield positions he takes. He's not a 6. He's not box to box, and he's not going to take James Maddison's number 10. I think if he does stay, he'll be a sub most of the time. I don't know. What do you reckon, Kuva? In 10 seconds or less?
I'd agree. Sub most of the time if he does stay. But I'm of the opinion of clean slate. All past transgressions forgiven. See what players can do. Let Ange decide which players is the ones that for him is fans don't really matter in that respect.
Sure. It's just our opinions. Shafay Sajad said Sunday can't come soon enough. Need more Ange ball. Absolutely, Shafay. I'm looking forward to the game now. I am. I was so impressed with what I saw yesterday. I didn't think it would change that quickly overnight. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm speaking really quickly because I'm trying to get through as many questions as I can that I starred. Mamang Hangzhou has said, Savva, who will finish higher, Arsenal or Liverpool? I'm going to go Liverpool. Kuva, who are you going with?
I'm going for Arsenal. I think they're going to build on what they had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, I think it's going to be I think City will win it, and I think it's going to be a really good battle between Liverpool and Arsenal. And depending what Man United do, Man United, they got their goalkeeper. If they get Amrabat, if they get the striker they want, Rashford sign a new deal. I don't know.
Few strikers coming in at Chelsea as well. You never know what they might do.
Exactly. I think it's going to be a real interesting one. Phil P, really quickly, do you remember when they didn't even publish a league table for the first few weeks of the season or show a game on TV? Idea was it was too early to draw any conclusions. Now football is 24/7. Can we just agree that's true?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I remember. Nowadays, Phil, people are telling us we're getting relegated because we lost a pre-season game.
The moment you concede a throw-in your own half, you're bottom of the league table for possession. Lost in your own half,
Yeah. It's mad. Daniel Harris has said, if we get VDV and Tapsoba, do you think Ange drops Romero? He seems very astute. For me, I reckon he plays all three. If he got both, I think Van der Ven would then go to be more like what City do with one of their fullbacks. Kind of, for me, that's what I would do, or I would drop him. But I'm not his biggest fan.
Here's a hot take. How about Romero getting pushed into central midfield?
Possibilities. Absolutely. Sachi Verma said at Football Heritage TV, where do you think Spurs will finish in the league? Kuva?
I'm going to go for 6th.
As it stands right now, I'm going to go for 8th. I truly believe that unless you get those two centre-backs or at least Tapsoba, I think we will still concede a lot of goals, but I think we'll be better to watch. Jimi Hendrix says, Savva, what do you think of Nicky Barmby? I loved Nicky Barmby. What about you, Kuva?
Cracking player. Yeah.
Gave
his all bit of talent to him. Yeah, twinkle toes. Yeah.
I like Barmby. Obviously, part of the famous 5, wasn't he? Part of the famous 5.
He was indeed.
So, yeah, nothing but love for Nicky Barmby. Bobby Andrews, the last two here, has said, this might be controversial, but Harry Kane looked out of place, not having to drop into the space and create because Madders was there. I think he will need to adjust by staying around the box. Bobby, all I would say from my point of view before I get Kuva's is I think we've got to realise this was the first time they've played together in a Spurs shirt. I think both of them have literally just come back off their holidays on Wednesday. I think I wouldn't draw too much into it at this stage. I just don't think either of them are fit, would be my...
I think it's a fair comment. I think Kane
Yeah,
might
I'm not
actually
saying it's
relish it.
not.
Maybe Kane will just be thinking, great stuff, I can get in the box more.
Yeah.
It's all about the goals, let's face it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Kuva, we are going to leave it there. Hey, it is what it is. Spurs are where they are. Thank you to everyone who joins these shows. I really do enjoy doing them. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. So please join me then. And I've got a show today at 4 o'clock with a Bayern Munich YouTube channel. So the reason for that is obviously to talk about why do Bayern want Harry Kane? What's in it for Harry Kane to go to Bayern Munich? Why did they struggle last year? Is it a one-team league? And that's with the Bayern View. So join me for that at 4 p.m. and I'll be live with Henry Wright and Sean on Henry's channel at 6 p.m. So much love. Thanks for coming on, Kuva. Much love as always.
Cheers for having me on.
Yeah. Just quickly, I've just seen this comment. Really quickly, Smudges is Savva. That'll do. We can't finish 8th again with the same team. We're improved. What I will say is Fulham are talking to Ajax regarding a centre-back. So one of the players we get is Anderson or Tosin is one player we get. Look, listen, first of all, my worry is we will concede a lot of goals if we don't buy defenders. That's it. Much love. As always, here's a 15-second outro. Outro?
Yeah, outro.
Yeah, okay, outro works. See you later. Take care. Smash the like button and please keep subscribing.
See you later.